What is up, everybody? Thanks for watching, and I hope you're all doing well. Today, we are checking out the Jam Pedals Waterfall Chorus Vibrato pedal. This is a pedal that employs the Bucket Brigade Designs chip. I believe it's a faithful recreation of the Panasonic 3207. It does sound really great. For someone like me, when I'm thinking of a chorus pedal like this, I tend to lean more towards rotary or Leslie style effects. But I'm less apt to lean into a pedal like this for kind of the slower, more kind of chorus textures. But I was pleasantly surprised when I was checking this pedal out and just kind of discovering it, that it really kind of covers all of that stuff. And we'll get into it in the demo. There's features on this pedal that are really, really nice that I think make it a cut above of that standard pedal. So let's get right into it. You have a depth and speed control on the top. We know what those do. We'll check it out in the demo. On the left side of the pedal, you have a really cool feature. It's a toggle switch that allows you to choose between what I would call kind of the standard amount of modulation or chorus. But if you throw it to the right, Jam Pedals calls it a wetter setting. If you throw the switch to the right, then you get a way more intense, way more kind of lush effect. Dare I say maybe a little bit more modern sounding. We'll definitely check that out in the demo. I found that to be incredibly useful as I was going through all the different especially speeds of chorus or modulation. It was really, really useful. On the right side, there's another toggle switch that allows you to choose between chorus, and then to the right, it's vibrato. So it removes essentially the drier direct signal, and all you're hearing is the modulation, hence giving you vibrato. It sounds great. We will check that out in the demo. Soft touch bypass switch, which I really dig. 9-volt DC jack on the left side of the pedal. Your in is on the right, out is on the left. Let's check this thing out. It is the Jam Pedals Waterfall Chorus Vibrato. All right, so what does this thing sound like? Here's the guitar into the amp thingy for reference. And here is the waterfall. All right, so that's kind of, my usual messing around, turning the controls so you can kind of hear a bit of the gambit, as it were. Um, let's start with staying on the chorus side, and let's just look at I'm going to call it the lesser setting. So with this switch to the left, essentially the chorus effect or the modulation effect is less apparent. We'll start there and just kind of check out the depth range, and then I'll throw the switch the other way and we'll listen to the depth range. And I'll turn my guitar back up. So in this lower setting, with the depth all the way up, it's still pretty apparent. And I really like this setting for kind of slower chorus sounds, which I'm less apt to be into on a like a BBD style circuit. But it works really well. There's the depth range there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this centered, and I'm just going to throw the switch, just like Igor. Now, let me know what you heard, but it not only obviously is a way broader and more apparent modulation, but I also heard some low end come in there. And that's what I really liked, especially when I was trying to do more of a Leslie thing, which is what I really like in this type of circuit. I found that in this setting, it wasn't apparent enough. If I dimed the depth in the lower setting, I was wanting less of that, but I wanted more kind of low end, almost thump. And that's where I was able to dial that sound. That sounds cool too, but it was a little, it's hard to explain. It didn't work quite as well, but that's where this came in really handy, because with the depth all the way up and the speed lower, I really like the switch to the left. But for the Leslie thing, and it's to each his own, this is just my opinion, but for the Leslie thing, I liked the switch to the right, the more apparent modulation, and then just turn the depth down a bit, and it worked better. So that's how that switch works. That's how I used it. Really nice feature. Okay, let's look at, before I mess with speed, let's just check out the vibrato setting. We all know what that does. You're removing the clean signal from the modulation, and that's how you arrive at a vibrato. So same deal applies on the switch on the left. It's going to be way more depth of modulation, or intensity is higher using the vibrato. I really like vibrato, but more of kind of a slow vibrato. I found that with the switch in the lower intensity mode. It worked really nicely for me. Obviously, if you want it to be more intense. And in that setting, it almost feels like it's raising everything up a half step. And it's, you know, kind of sounds like you just got off the tilt-a-whirl and it didn't go well. But no, that's the most extreme setting, obviously. Okay, last but not least, let's go to the chorus. I'll leave the depth at noon with the switch to the right, more intense, and I'll just sweep what's going on with the speed. I personally like that range. If you do want to adjust the high speed, there is an internal potentiometer mini. If I hope I'm not wrong. Sometimes I am, but I don't think I am this time. There's an internal potentiometer in there that allows you to actually make it a bit faster on the high range, which is cool. For me, being into more of the Leslie thing, I wouldn't need much more speed than about there. So that is the Jam Pedals Waterfall. If you've got any other questions about it, definitely go to the website. They're very informative. It's the best thing you can do. Download the manual. Look at the manual. That'll give you a lot of information. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.